Well, hello again, everybody. Hopes and dreams are going to be realized here tonight at Bath High School. It's the WSN coverage of the Western Buckeye League Track Championship. My name is Miles Holliday. I'll be joined shortly by Danny Holbrook. We're going to get started with the girls 100 meters hurdle, and we'll lead off with the field. In lane number 1, Jordan Gladden from Elida. 17.50 was her prelim time. McKenna O'Keefe from Bath at 17.13. Kellen Croco from Defiance at 16.33. Grace Brumfield in lane 4 from Wapakoneta. She's a favorite at 16.06. Ellie Hitchcock from Salina at 16.18. Paige Oberdinger in lane 6, Wapakoneta at 16.63. And Greta Leinbrick from Little Glandorf at 17.15 in lane number 7. Again, your best times, Grace Brumfield from Wapakoneta, 16.06. Ellie Hitchcock in lane number 5 from Salina is 16.18. And we have ourselves an absolutely beautiful day here at Bath High School. They've got this thing ready to go. Great job by the people at Bath getting this set up. Ladies are getting themselves ready in the block, and we're going to get started here momentarily with our first race of the evening. Hurdles are all set. There's your whistle to get them into the blocks. Just now being joined by Danny Holbrook. Danny, welcome to Bath High School.
Hi, Miles. How are you, buddy?
Great. Always wonderful to be working with you, Dan. And where else would you rather be than right here, right now? The best of the best in the WBL.
It's the Western Buckeye League Track Championship, Miles. Every year it is one of the premier events in all of Northwest Ohio.
Runners are set, and they are off. A great start by Hitchcock in lane 6. But keep an eye on Brumfield from Wapakoneta now with the lead. 2 hurdles to go. Gonna be neck and neck, and I think it's gonna be Burnfield that gets it done for Wapakoneta. Lives up to her last name there, Dan. She burned the field.
Yeah, she did a great job of closing, didn't she, Miles? She held that lead, and she just took it all, and she is a WBL champion.
Ellie Hitchcock did a great job getting started, but it's going to be Burnfield that gets the win from Wapakoneta.
It's the boys' turn on the track. The boys' 110-meter hurdles here at the Western Buckeye League Championship. Just saw a great run from the females, Miles. Let's take a lineup for the guys.
Yeah, in lane number 1 from Defiance High School, Joseph Hasselbring. And lane number 2, another teammate from Defiance, Nicasio Hall. In lane number 3 from Salina, John Lutz. In lane 4 from St. Mary's, Eli McNeil. In lane number 5 from Ottawa Glandorf, Dean Dooling. Lane 6 sees Ethan Cole from Bath. In lane 7, Nicholas Hunter from Wapakoneta. Dan, you want to keep your eyes on lane 4 and 5. It is St. Mary's, Eli McNeil at 15.01. And then in lane 5, Dane Dooling from Ottawa Glandorf at 15.10. They are your favorites. Keep an eye, though, on John Lutz. He has a close time as well.
Miles also, too. Ethan Cole from Bath runs a 15.2. This is his home track. He works here every day. Let's see how he does.
Yeah, the temperatures dropped just a little bit from when they started warming up about an hour ago, so you really got to make sure you get off to a great start on this. You might have some tight muscles. We saw in the last race with the ladies that Grace Brumfield, she was able to loosen up as the race went on, and she was able to get the win that way.
Big crowd on hand tonight in the average temperatures, I like to call them, mid-60s, and those temperatures will fall, and the distance runners will appreciate that. Sprinters like the hot heat, but we'll see how it all works out. They've been called to their blocks, and we're just about ready to start this one.
If you're wondering about the wind, the flag is straight up and down. Not much wind to be had.
There's the set position. And they're underway. Here are the boys, 110-meter hurdles in the Western Buckeye League Championships. And take a look in lane 3, Miles, as John Lutz from Salina pushing the pace as he's got an early lead.
Oh, he is snapping it.
And he is going to win the boys 110-meter hurdles and a Western Buckeye League Championship. Miles, he held the lead the entire race.
His start was fantastic. Danny, we mentioned him briefly in the pre-lead up to the race, and his start was what got it done for him.
Back here at Bath High School, and speed is at the top of the agenda, Miles. The girls' 100-meter dash, and you've been to these track meets with me before. You know this is my favorite event. I absolutely love the 100-meter dash.
It's the recess run, right? Everybody point to that spot and let's run. I'm going to beat you there. I love this race. In lane number 1, it's Piper Triplett from St. Mary's, 13-1-2. Allison Schwederman from Salina is in lane 2. Tatum Walsh in lane 3 from Bath. Kendra Daring from Van Wert with the best time of 12.32. Sierra Gribber from St. Mary's, she is a 12.33, so real tight right there between 4 and 5. Olivia Grothaus from Otto Glandorf, 12.57. And Delaney Dooling from Otto Glandorf, she is in lane number 7. Again, Dan, you really want to keep an eye on Deering and Gribber from lanes 4 and 5 from Van Wert and St. Mary's. Those are the 2 best times. Barely a hair difference.
Yeah, I got to watch Kendra Deering run last week over at the 8 Invitational. She was fantastic. She is your favorite in this race. Let's see if the Cougar can take home the title.
I had a great opportunity a year ago to interview her, and she is just a big smile all the time. One of those infectious personalities.
You know, I thought we'd for sure get a visit from Mark Bagley, Superintendent Van Wert. He's such a, he's a big track fan. He's a WSN guy, so maybe we can corral him later and get him up in the booth.
It'd be great to see Buff Bagley up here. He's probably wearing a disguise because he is so popular.
That's right. So they have called the runners to the block, and there's the whistle, and we are underway here getting ready for the girls' 100-meter dash, the fastest girl in the Western Buckeye League 2024. Danny Holbrook, Miles Holliday from Bath High School for this all-conference championship on a beautiful Friday evening.
Interesting that Deering was the first one to get in the block and get herself set. There's so much that goes through a runner's thought process before the shot.
There sure is. There goes the set. And they are underway, and they are on the way down the track. And it is a big-time race between Deering from Van Wert and Sierra Grubber from St. Mary's. And Deering is going to edge her out for first place in the 100-meter dash.
Great job by Sierra Gribber trying to close, but just ran out of real estate, and Deering gets it done. Dan, again, the incredible start rules the day.
You're absolutely right. When you see, look, we talk about it all the time. When the girls come out in an airplane-type rise, it's so much quicker than stepping straight out, and they get an advantage right out of the block. Speed is the name of the game here at Bath High School. We just watched the girls run the 100-meter dash, and it's the boys' turn on the track. The blue track, they want to turn this thing red with heat, Miles.
Yeah, lane number 1, Colton Hobson from Shawnee. Lane number 2, Dalen Heil from Elida. Dagan Miller from Ottawa Glandorf in lane 3. Your best time belongs to Dalton Hobson from Shawnee. He's in lane 4. A 10.94. Anthony Wilder in lane 5 from Defiance. He's close with 11 flat. Cameron Kaufman in lane 6 from Elida, and Joe Robinson from Defiance. He is on lane number 7. Anthony Wilder, we saw in football, Dan, can flat out scoot.
He is fantastic, Miles, and his approach at track is just like football. He gets after it. Hey, we just saw the Bath legend Mark Shine walk in, and the place went nuts.
It was electric.
It was like Elvis.
It was. Anytime you get to see Mark Shine, it is always a pleasure. Who has seen more events in Lima Land than Mark Shine?
He's my go-to guy on anything, whether it's with WSN or any sporting event in Northwest Ohio. The guy is a machine. You hear him every Friday during the basketball and football season on our show on the radio, and he is incredible.
I did have to take a second look because the traditional cup of coffee was not in his hand,
well,
so we've got to make sure Mark's okay.
Well, the weather's warming up here, so maybe Mark went with a cold beverage, maybe a soda of some type or so.
He did have his sunglasses on, so people didn't recognize him. But always great to have Mark. And Danny, this one is shaping up to be a tremendous battle between Dalton Hobson and Anthony Wilder in lanes 4 and 5. 10.94 and an 11 flat. That is barely a half a step difference.
Miles, anytime you get under 11, you're doing something very special in high school track and field. And we talk so much about the start. And we, as track coaches, we worked on our starts every single day coming out of blocks. But here's what a lot of people don't know. We also every day worked on our finishes. We worked on getting to the line. We worked on getting that chest out. We worked on flexing to get an advantage. So there's a whole lot that goes into this race other than just running.
Well, it's the moment of truth coming up. You're going to be WBL champion. You have to run in your flawless race here right in front of you.
Love the colors out here tonight of the different schools in the WBL, and just a great night for track and field. This blue track, a beautiful blue track, and last week we were at Shawnee and saw the red track. The WBL, when it comes to athletic facilities, takes a backseat to no one.
Well, they love their colored tracks, don't they?
They do. They do. You're absolutely right. They do. When I was in high school, our colored track was gravel.
The old cinder track that our friend Jennifer Keep Beck ran for in Iowa. And they're in the blocks.
And the runners have been called to the blocks, and we are getting ready for the boys' 100-meter dash. There goes the set call. And a good start for the boys' 100-meter dash as they are off and running. And it is Hobson in lane 4 for Lima Shawnee, and he is taking over this race. And he is being challenged in lane 3, but he's going to win the race, Miles.
Hobson, great start, and it was step for step about a quarter of the way into this race. And then you saw Wilder kind of pull up. Looked like he pulled something. Let's hope he's going to be okay. But I still believe that Dalton Hobson was going to win that race anyhow. Dalton Hobson, your champion.
Deegan Miller did a great job of finishing, too, coming in the runner-up spot. It's our first relay of the night here at the Western Buckeye League Championship. It's the girls 4x200-meter relay. It's 4 people per team. It's a 200-meter sprint for each athlete. And, Miles, it's not always the fastest team to get around the track. It's the team that gets the baton around the track.
You want to finish first, though,
that's
Dan.
Right,
that's right. And there are 3 things that are certain in life: death, taxes, and then Ottawa-Glandorf having great relay teams,
yes,
right?
The Titans thrive in relay
They
situations.
do a great job. Lane number 1, Kenton. Lane number 2, Salina. Lane number 3, St. Mary's. Lane number 4, Ottawa-Glandorf with the best team of 144.29. Van Wert in lane 5. Defiance in lane 6. And lane 7, we'll see Bath take the baton. Now, we do have to apologize a little bit, folks, because we're not given the names of the people in this relay. We just have the school names.
So we will keep you abreast of who's winning this. We got a great vantage point tonight here, closer to the finish line than the starting line, but nonetheless, we're right about the 50-yard line, about the 45-yard line, high above the track here at Bath High School. They are in the set position. They are underway in the girls 4x200-meter relay here at the Western Buckeye League Championship. It's always cool to watch them, Miles, before they get to the first plateau. You try to figure out who's got an advantage here, but they're so staggered that really until you get that first handoff, that's what I watch for, is who makes that first handoff. Yeah,
first handoff is always an indicator, but I can tell you now, Ottawa-Glandorf did a great job with the first leg.
They did, and you want to talk about coming out of a chute. The second runner for Ottawa-Glandorf really propelling herself up and around the curve. Right now, it's the Bath Wildcats in 1. It's Van Wert in 2 and Ottawa-Glandorf in 3. Followed by Defiance in 4. St. Mary's coming up in the 5th position.
Second leg for Van Wert, fantastic. Now having the lead.
And there goes Van Wert, still in the lead, followed closely by Ottawa-Glandorf. And it looks like maybe Defiance now on the right side of the track is pushing for a 3rd position.
OG now with the lead, Dan, because of the strength of that handoff, ate up some serious time.
Miles, look at the strides of the 3rd place, or the 3rd runner for Ottawa-Glandorf, just eating up huge chunks of the track.
Barely touching the track with her feet, and that great handoff. Right in front.
Love the way they do that. There are several different styles, and I love the way Ottawa-Glandorf does that handoff.
It's in front of the person, and they say, okay, I'm ready to go. Let me grab it.
Absolutely. Ottawa-Glandorf coming around the last curve. The anchor leg for the girls 4x200-meter championship here in the Western Buckeye League. It's the Titans from Ottawa-Glandorf. It's the Van Wert Cougars and the St. Mary's Rough Riders, and Ottawa-Glandorf wins the title. Back here at the Western Buckeye League Championship for the boys 4x200-meter relay. And, Miles, we just witnessed the Ottawa-Glandorf girls take home the 4x2 title. And sure as the day is long, the Ottawa Glandorf boys have a stellar time in this race.
Yeah, Ottawa Glandorf will have the best time. They are in lane number 4. Keep an eye on them at 1:32.67. Let's round out the rest of the field. Lane number 1, Defiance. Lane number 2, Bath in 3. Lima Shawnee. Lane 5, Elida. Lane 6, Salina. And in lane 7 is going to be Wapakoneta. Elida not close, or pretty close to Ottawa Glandorf, so is Shawnee with 1-3-3s, both of them. Dan, one thing that I thought was interesting in the last relay that we watched, the handoff exchange for Ottawa Glandorf was fantastic, and then the anchor, that's what ruled the day for them.
Yeah, and I love the third position runner for the Titans. She had such long strides, and she really chewed the ground. And look, those coaches see those kids run every day. They strategically put them in their positions that they think they can help that team the best, and I'm telling you what, that's a really good OG relay team.
Again, folks, keep in mind we're just going to be calling the team names because we don't have the actual individual name along with the position in the race.
Could not get a better night for track and field. Mid-60s, sun is out, warm breeze blowing. It's going to get chilly out, but a lot of folks here on hand tonight for the Western Buckeye League Championship. And we are underway in the boys' 4x200-meter relay.
A good start by Elida in lane 5, eating up some ground early.
Absolutely they are. And here come the Ottawa Glandorf runners in the middle of the track. Still in the 4th position. Again, they are staggered, so we're watching for that first handoff. And it looks like it's going to be Ottawa Glandorf with the first handoff. Salina doing a great job of coming on the curve. And the Bulldogs have an early lead as they are the second runner coming around the curve.
Yeah, that Salina handoff was right simultaneous with the Ottawa Glandorf handoff. And look at Salina with a sizable lead.
It's Salina, Wapakoneta, Elida, and Ottawa Glandorf. Shawnee in the 5th position. And here we go, the 3rd position. Again, the Ottawa Glandorf boys doing the same technique with their handoffs. Salina still holds a small lead, but Ottawa Glandorf has now pulled into the 2nd position.
Yeah, look at Ottawa Glandorf, Danny. They are just impressive on this 3rd leg.
Oh, my, Miles, they're going to take the lead on the backstretch. The Ottawa Glandorf Titans have taken over the Salina Bulldogs. It's going to be a fantastic finish. Look at these guys go.
Salina flawless on their exchange, but still behind.
And you want to watch the inside track, Miles. The Shawnee Indians have the inside track there, in lane 3. Here come the Titans. Here come the Indians. Shawnee on the left side. Ottawa Glandorf trying to hold them off. And the Titans win the WBL, followed by Shawnee, Elida, and Salina.
Ottawa Glandorf, a little peek over that left-hand shoulder with about 20 yards ago. Didn't matter. Still able to finish. And then what do, Dan? You flex with the baton.
Story. Back here at Bath High School, it's the girls' 1,600-meter run. It's the best of the best in the Western Buckeye League, and it's 4 laps around the track. Miles, let's take a look at this fantastic field.
Your best time at 5:29.78, Madeline Horvis from Ottawa Glandorf, Jenna Stump from Shawnee with a 5:31, and Addie Mans from Kenton, real close to the 5:31 as well. Those are your favorites. Round out the field, Layla Brazno from Defiance, Brinley Cordy from Salina, Jenna Lee Dameron from Salina, Emily Durham from Elida, Kenzie Schneider from Wapakoneta, Camelia Anderson from St. Mary's, Rose Turnwald from Ottawa Glandorf, Lilith Latzenheiser from Wapakoneta, Madeline Mauder from St. Mary's, Maya Homier from Defiance, Marissa Ledley from Kenton, Noelle Byram from Van Wert, Kaylin Danes from Elida, Lizzie Spaeth from Van Wert, and Amelia Vega Ortiz from Shawnee. 18 racers are in this one, Dan.
Got a chance last week, Miles, at the 8 Invitational to watch Addie Mans from Kenton run. She was spectacular. She is a fantastic runner, and you see right now she's in the she is about the 4th or 5th position here. So
Emily Durham from Elida out front, setting the pace early. And a lot of times in these distance runs, Dan, you really have to have your strategy and stick to it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You see so many times you see a young lady or young man who's feeling really good about themselves. And they want to get out and they want to challenge the field and they want to lead that field. What happens is after about 2.5 laps, you realize that nobody's letting up and everybody's pushing you.
Yeah, Madeline Horvist hitting in the third spot right now, kind of trailing around. 5 runners really splitting themselves away from the rest of the pack. Looks like any of those 5 runners could win this race right now.
Yeah, it's a group of 5 right now, and then you've got 2 and 2 back there, and they are stretching out. We are on the on the second lap here of 4 in the girls' 1,600-meter run. Look, the distance runners love nights like this. It's nice and cool, and we don't have high humidity, and they're not sweating a lot, and they can really get after it on this track.
We'll get a better idea of the top 4 or 5 runners right here and who they are as they come by the press box for us.
They're giving out some awards here right now in front of us. Not real sure which ones they're giving out. But,
that's Jenna Stump from Shawnee in first position. Brinley Cordy from Salina just about a stride behind.
And don't forget about young Miss Mans here on the outside, making her way up. The first 5, and she is in the 6th position. But we've got 2 laps to go. Let's see what she does.
Jenna Stump kicked it up a little bit after she crossed the line on the curve, getting some separation, but she cannot get the separation she wants. A 2-lady race right now at the front.
Yeah, a lot of times these bigger invitationals, they'll have a clock down by the finish line that we can give you their splits and what they're doing and where they're at as far as times goes. We don't have that tonight, and that's not a knock against Bath. Those are expensive systems, and so
we have a new leader.
We do. We do. It's a young lady from Salina who has taken the lead. The Salina Bulldogs.
I believe Brinley Cordy with the first spot now. And it is still Jenna Stump hanging close with her.
And there's young Addie Mans in the 3rd position. She has come all the way from 6th place, Miles, doing a great job of tracking those first 2 runners down.
She's hanging out in 3rd and really has picked up her pace.
She absolutely has. Watch the style here of some of these runners. A lot of arm motion. We try to keep those girls or those boys and tell them we don't want to cross that midsection. We want to go high and tight, So you want to watch that and watch their gaits and how they move down the track. Miles, this is going to be a great finish as the top 2 runners are out top and Addie Mans is in the 3rd position.
Jenna Stump regained control of the race now, about 5 yards in front.
And she looks real comfortable right now, Miles, as she's stretching that lead out.
And Brinley Cordy trying to keep pace.
Well, this is going to be a really good finish here, Miles, as there are 5 possible girls here that can make a run at this title.
Well, if the duo from Ottawa-Glandorf want to get it done, they're going to have to kick in real close.
They are. You're absolutely right.
Because they're quickly running out of real estate because the separation for Jenna Stump is impressive now.
Yeah, she's done a great job, and now she's kicking it into high gear, Miles, as she is coming around the last curve, and she is putting some distance between her and the 2nd-place runner.
You do not want to get your kick too early, though, and run out of gas on this straightaway. But it looks like Stump has done a great job of separating between Cordy and her.
And Jenna Stump from Lima Shawnee is going to win the girls' 1,600-meter run. And it looks like it'll be Salina, St. Mary's, and Kenton, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Now Horvitz tried to kick in, but a little bit too late to grab that 2nd position. She's going to finish 3rd. And then 2nd place was Cordy.
Great run by all these girls in the girls' 1,600-meter run. Back here at Bath High School, getting ready for the boys' 1,600-meter run. Tonight's title sponsor is Wabash Mutual Telephone, proud supporter of Mercer County Athletics. And our presenting sponsor tonight is Loddix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loddix.com.
Danny, we have 20 runners in this race, and it is headlined by Ty Rosengarten from Ottawa Glandorf, who seemingly every single week breaks another record.
He's fantastic.
He is 4.21.73. Noah Williams is going to challenge him from Shawnee at a 4.2.70. Rest of the field looks like this. Owen Scott from Van Wert, Carter Cleves from Shawnee, Cole Batt from Defiance, Josiah Gonzalez from Defiance, Jacob Wireman from Bath, Exton Forsnoff from Wapakoneta, Caleb Lehman from Salina, Colton Buning from Salina, Andrew Loddick from Van Wert, Landon Jones from Bath, Cash Hattle from Wapakoneta, Jordan Croy from Ottawa Glandorf, Ethan Rawl from Kenton, Adam Chevington from St. Mary's, Garrett Beamer from Elida, Adam Hopkins from Kenton, Colin Ridgway from St. Mary's, and Mason Troyer from Elida.
Miles, in the girls' race, we had 5 girls who basically, had a chance to win that title. I'm going to say right now, we've got 5 or 6 boys that have a legitimate shot of winning a WBL title.
Well, you're going to have to get off to a really good start, because one of the things that Ty Rosengarten loves to do, Dan, is he loves to get out and set the pace in front of everybody and then make everybody chase.
He's got plenty of the Ottawa Glandorf faithful, as the blue and gold colors are flying high here tonight, and they're doing a fantastic job. We are pleased to announce new pricing for the WSN streaming service. For only $8 per month, you can watch WSN from anywhere at any time. Sign up today at app.wsn.tv, also available on Roku and Apple TV. They can watch you and I from anywhere in the world, Miles.
That's priceless is what it is.
I'm telling you.
$8, what a bargain.
Right. Well, we come into your home every night for $8.
Legally.
Yes, that's right. And a problem with the gun there. I'm going to change guns. Never fails. There's always a snafu with those guns. Always a snafu.
They did the electric slide there. Steps back, then forward. Now we're off to go.
So we are underway in the boys' 1,600-meter run. 4 laps around the track as they all vie for a Western Buckeye League title.
I always love this strategy here, right? When they come through the cones, who's going to get that inside position that is so valued?
Absolutely. And it looks like young man from Shawnee with the headband. Looks like the Karate Kid, Miles.
You see, getting the inside position slowed Rosengarten down. He was flying but couldn't get the spot that he wanted, so he's kind of tracked out right now.
You're absolutely right. You're right, Miles. And there is a log jam here of about 13 runners who are all right there with the lead runner. So everybody keeping pace for right now. They all vie for a conference championship. Nothing better, Miles. Look, we're next week starts postseason for track and field, but when you want to talk about winning a league title, it really is something special for individuals in track and field.
Your Karate Kid is Noah Williams, Danny. He is in the lead position as Rosengarten in about the third spot. Second spot, Cole Batty from Defiance.
So we are watching this young man from Shawnee lead into lap 2, and he looks comfortable, Miles. He's out in front, and he looks really good right now.
He is a guy that is a comfortable runner. Second best time in this race at a 4.24.70.
But there you see Ty Rosengarten hanging around the old chicken coop. He's in the 4th position. He's waiting to make his move. I sound like Lee Corso when I say that, hanging around the old chicken coop.
Well, Cole Batt doing a good job of hanging about a stride behind Williams from Defiance, and try to make out who's in the 3rd position, Dan.
Looks like it is Wapakoneta, I believe. The runner from Wapakoneta. I'm trying to get a visual on it.
I think it's Owen Scott from Van Wert.
I'm sorry, it's Owen Scott from Van Wert. Got the chance to watch Owen Scott last week at the Ada Invitational. He was fantastic, and look at that young man go.
Yeah, he is making a move into 2nd position. Looks like he's on this turn. He's going to try and grab the 1st spot.
2 laps remaining here, and everybody looks comfortable.
Rosengarten looks a little uncomfortable being in a 4th spot. He can't really get the strides down that he wants.
I wanted to say that he doesn't. You're right. He doesn't look real comfortable. That doesn't mean he's not going to have a chance to win this race, but he does not look comfortable in that 4th position. He wants to make a move, but he's trying. It looks to me like he's trying to decide where to make the move. Obviously, he's not going to make the move on the curve. We don't teach that in track and field. But look, here he comes around the side.
Sometimes, though, you run out of real estate where you got to make that move.
No. Look, I've seen kids make the move and make second successfully. But, boy, you're really running a long way when you go around those curves.
Makes it really tough with those extra steps on a curve, and he's making a little
bit
of a move right here.
Yeah, he's bringing up one position, and he's not really coming up towards 1 or 2, but he's staying side by side with 3. I like that. He didn't overstretch on the curve, and here he comes down the home stretch, and this is where he makes his move.
Will Owen Scott be able to keep him out, though? I mean, he's almost running. Rosengard's almost running into third lane, Dan.
He is, you're right, and he is way on the outside. And here comes the last lap, Miles. This is going to be a fantastic finish, and there goes Rosengarten before he gets around the curve.
Yeah, he's got the lead now. Boy, he has spent a lot of energy, and they have to navigate some of the slower runners as well.
Let's see how he does. This is going to be a fantastic finish. And there goes Owen Scott. He's still in the 3rd position. And the young man from Lima Shawnee holding him off until right about now. Owen Scott trying to make his move.
And Noah Williams, he's run a great disciplined race, but for the first time, he has changed his stride here, Dan, because he sees out in front is Ty Rosengarten, and Rosengarten is asserting himself as we hit the last straightaway.
Look at Ty Rosengarten go. He is really pumping his arms. My goodness, it just did the old shoulder sneak peek. He looked around. Ty Rosengarten down the stretch. It's Rosengarten. Here comes Scott from Van Wert. And it's going to be Rosengarten in 1, Scott in 2. And that's how they finish in the WBL.
How about Rosengarten finishing with the number 1 in the air, letting everybody know he ran a tough race. This was sensational to watch. A lot of great strategy involved in this one.
Miles, you're right. He did a great job of not taking too many strides around the curve, and he takes the lead down the stretch. It's another relay event here at the WBL Track and Field Championship. It's the girls 4x100 meter relay. We saw the 4x2. You want to talk about some speed, you get a lot of it, but I'm here to tell you, Miles, it's 1 lap, it's 4 runners, and it's nothing but pure speed.
One misstep can cost you. Yeah. One bad exchange will cost you, especially in lanes 3, 4, and 5. Danny, half a second separate these teams. Let's go ahead and give you the lane assignments. Lane 1, Defiance. Lane 2, Wapakoneta. Lane 3, Van Wert. Lane 4, Ottawa Glandorf. Lane 5, St. Mary's. Lane 6, Salina. And lane 7, Elida. Again, your best times, and really half a second separates these top 3 teams. Ottawa Glandorf with a 4.9.47. Van Wert and St. Mary's at a 5.0. Boy, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so many times, Miles, this race right here is really determined by starts and obviously by handoffs. Obviously, too, people don't understand. You're putting your runners in positions where, look, a stronger runner, you want it to run a little more than a weaker runner. And I don't mean weaker runners and not slow or, strength is everything. This race right here shows you who's in the weight room.
Everybody says, just run faster. Not always the case, right? You have to have technique on these exchanges.
Love watching the 4x1. My favorite Olympic event, I believe, is the 4x1. And they are underway. Good start by all the athletes, and we'll watch that first handoff to see who gets there on the staggered start.
Well, Elida was impressive the way they came out of the blocks.
And it looks like maybe Salina got the first handoff.
It was indeed Salina.
And Ottawa Glandorf comes out of there.
Oh.
We've saw this young lady run before. Ottawa Glandorf flexing their muscles. Great handoff. Oh, my goodness, Miles. They are in the big-time lead because of the handoff.
Ottawa Glandorf is so good on the exchanges, Danny. You wonder if in between classes they work on them going to their next class.
And Ottawa Glandorf with a huge lead in the girls 4x1, followed by Van Wert. Here comes St. Mary's. St. Mary's trying to get that runner-up position. St. Mary's and Van Wert for 2 and 3, and it's going to be, I believe, Van Wert got him at the tape.
I agree with you, Dan, by a half a step. Great close by St. Mary's. But Van Wert's going to grab that second one. And how about the neon shoes of Ottawa Glandorf? Everybody sees that they are first place.
Ottawa Glandorf wins the girls 4x100-meter relay. It's the boys' turn, Miles, and I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say OG's boys are really good at this race, too.
They are, but not the best time coming in, Dan. It is authored by Defiance in lane 4 with a 4.11. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Anthony Wilder, who we saw pull up lame earlier today, is able to participate in this. But the rest of the field, Wapakoneta in lane 1, Salina in lane 2, Shawnee in lane 3, Defiance, as we mentioned, in lane 4, Ottawa Glandorf in lane 5, Elida in 6, and St. Mary's in lane 7.
So let's see how this plays out. I got a feeling, and I said it before, these finishes are fantastic in the boys 4x100-meter relay. Good start by all the athletes here as they go around the first curve.
Ottawa Glandorf hanging out in lane 5. A great start, but you see Defiance closing in a hurry.
Looks like Ottawa Glandorf got the first handoff. Elida coming into second position. Defiance with a nice job. St. Mary's with a nice job. Look at Shawnee on the inside, Miles, doing a great job. They get the first handoff on the third runner.
Ottawa Glandorf starting to pull away a little bit. It looks like it's going to be a Shawnee and Ottawa Glandorf finish.
I think you're right. OG in the lead. Here comes OG. They're in first, followed by Shawnee. Shawnee on the outside. It's OG. It's Shawnee. Elida in the third position, followed by Defiance. It's OG, Shawnee, Elida, and Defiance.
Oh, that was faster than the hiccup. This was a great race. Congratulations, OG, with another victory.
We're back here at Bath High School. We've had our relays, the 4x2 and the 4x1, and now it's just the 400-meter dash. Miles, this is maybe with the 300-meter hurdles, the toughest race in all the track and field.
Very technical race, and let's give you the field. Tiama Jamaya from Shawnee. Tiama, if I butchered that, I apologize. I did my best. In lane 2, Elena Carroll from Salina. Emma Herringhouse from Ottawa Glandorf. In lane 3, Tatum Walsh from Bath. In lane 4, Bria Recker from Ottawa Glandorf. In lane 5, Haley Hale from Bath. In lane 6, and Mackenzie Denny from Defiance. In lane 7, it is Tatum Walsh with the best time of 1 minute .66.
Yeah, Tatum Walsh trying to get a win on her home track and be the WBL 400-meter champion. Let's see how they do. You're right, Miles. This is a tough race, a technical race. You really got to know where your strengths are on this race.
A lot of people think, well, you just sprint it the whole way. Good luck with that.
Well, you do until you get around that last curve and you realize there's 200 meters left, and that's where a lot of people, stall out.
I've had a lot of runners tell me, Dan, it's like hitting a wall.
It is, absolutely.
And you have to be mentally tough to punch through that.
Yeah. I remember when I ran track and field and I got my 400 time under a minute, and I was thrilled to death. And here comes Tatum Walsh from Bath in front of the Blue Faithful here at Bath High School. She's going to win in front of her home crowd. Tatum Walsh is your 400-meter champion.
Man, there was no doubt about it. Tatum Walsh was absolutely sensational.
Girls with a swift run in the 400-meter dash. It's the boys' turn next. Our title sponsor tonight is Wabash Mutual Telephone, proud supporter of Mercer County Athletic, and our presenting sponsor is Loudix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loudix.com.
Reese Davidson in lane 1 from Shawnee, Sean Alexander from Shawnee in lane 2, Crew Allen in lane 3 from Wapakoneta, Luke Westfall from Defiance with your best time, 5:137 in lane 4. And then Reddick from Elida in 5 with a 5:150. Those are your two top runners. Bobby Morris in lane 6 from Salina, and Mason Vogt from Ottawa Glandorf. This looks like it's going to be a real competitive race.
Bobby Morris, the quarterback from the Salina Bulldogs. We got to watch him play quite a bit this year.
What a season they had last fall.
Oh, my goodness. He's an athlete. We'll watch him run the 400 here. So they are off and running in the boys' 400-meter dash. Look at, looks like Elijah Reddick.
Elijah Reddick in lane 5.
Looks really strong right now in the middle of the track. We'll see how he does.
He was really the first one to establish his stride coming out. And he's going to have the lead coming into this turn.
Yeah, you're right. Look at him pump his arms, Miles. It's almost as if he's got another gear as he goes around the last curve, and he looks really comfortable as he takes the lead here in the boys' 400-meter dash. Elijah Reddick in lane 5. He's being challenged in lane, let's see, that's lane 4, but Reddick is going to hold him off, and he's going to win the 400-meter dash.
Now, credit Reddick, though, getting off to a great start and then having the ability to hold everybody off. A really good battle at the end by Defiance. Luke Westfall tried to close but couldn't get it done.
You're right. I was trying to get the name out of my mouth, but it was Luke Westfall coming hard, and he gets the second-place finish. Back here for the girls' 300-meter hurdles. And, Miles, I said this earlier, this quite possibly is the toughest race in track and field, and it takes a real special athlete to run this event.
Well, there is a special athlete, and that's Paige Oberding in lane 4 from Wapakoneta. Dan, 47.43, head and shoulders above the rest of the field. Let's round it out for you. Peyton Nagel from Van Wert in lane 1, Samantha Honingberg from Defiance in lane 2, Isabella Bartlett from Bath in lane 3, the aforementioned Paige Oberding from Wapakoneta in lane 4, Gwyneth Faust from Bath in lane 5, Ellie Hitchcock in lane 6 from Salina, and Greta Liebrecht in lane 7 from Ottawa Glandorf. But again, it is Paige Oberding, your huge favorite by almost a second and a half over the rest of the field.
And the folks at home won't know this, but the good folks out here at Bath High School are doing an incredible job of keeping this meet moving along. The great crew that they've got working the track, and they just do a first-class job out here.
They have done a huge job of just keeping the schedule and staying to it. I mean, there has not been any downtime.
No, you're right. It is.
Hats off to them.
Absolutely going as scheduled, and they've got each of these events scheduled at a certain time, and not one of them has been late. So we are very fortunate for that. Just got a visit from our colleague at WSN, Mark Shine, stopped in the booth. Always great to see Mark. We kidded earlier about Mark, but he's one of the best guys here at WSN. Does a great job for us.
I brought his grandson up. That
Israel.
was Israel. Nice to meet that young man.
Yep.
Special moments when you can spend time with your grandkids.
Absolutely. Underway here in the girls' 300-meter hurdles. Let's see who gets over that hurdle first, Miles. Looks like that is Paige Oberding right now.
Yeah, Paige Oberding. Watch how she continues over the hurdle. A lot of runners, Dan, slow down over top, almost like she gains speed. A little bit of a misstep on that one.
A little bit of a misstep there, but she will get back on track. She's in the lead right now, but she is being challenged on the left side, and that is Samantha Hohenberger from Defiance coming up in lane 2.
Watch it, Salina on the outside.
And you're right, it is Salina on the outside. And, Miles, that's too close to call right now. That was an absolute fantastic finish between Paige Oberding and Ellie Hitchcock from Salina.
You see Honenberg on the ground, Oberding rather, on the ground, trying to catch her win. I think she might have got it by a step, Dan, but unbelievable finish by Ellie Hitchcock.
Beautiful night here at Bath High School, looking across the very well-groomed baseball field, and that's where the boys' 300-meter hurdlers will start, right beside the baseball field. Gorgeous facility out here, Miles, at Bath High School for the Western Buckeye League Championship.
And this is going to be a beautiful race. Really, 3 runners that are neck and neck to win this one, Dan. Let's round out the field for you. John Lutz in lane 1 from Salina. Noah Schlosser from Wapakoneta. Dane Dueling from Ottawa Glandorf. Jalen Rigel from Lida. Luke Lazarick from Salina. Ethan Cole from Bath. And Angel Coca from Wapakoneta.
John Lutz right now. Well, let's make sure we've got the right runner here. We don't want to mispronounce anybody. But it is the Salina runner in the early lead.
And that's Luke Lazarick from Salina.
Right. Luke Lazarick was in the lead, and he is holding the lead. And he is
going to come down to this last hurdle.
You're absolutely right. And Dane Dueling is on the left side, and it's going to be Dane Dueling from Ottawa Glandorf winning the WBL Championship, and he goes down with some type of leg injury.
It connected against that last hurdle. Able to fight through, though, but you can see that it is left him in disrepair. Young man is hurting, but he gets the victory.
Back here at Bath High School, girls and boys finish up the 300-meter hurdles, and here we go in the 800-meter run. It's 2 laps, Miles, a grueling run Is it a sprint? Is it a distance? It's the 800-meter run.
It's a person that runs a smart race that's usually the winner, right? You have the right combination of technique, speed, and game plan. Let's give you the field here. Elena Carroll with your best time from Salina at 2:31.88. Corinne Clausen from Otto Glandorf, second best time at 2:32.43. Leanna Fortman from Otto Glandorf, 2:33.15. She's got the third best time coming in. Gabby Mueller from Wapakoneta. Emily Durham from Elida. Layla Briesno from Defiance. Peyton Gable from St. Mary's. Jocelyn Wren from Defiance. Quinlan Spearman from Kenton. Marley Mason from Bath. Bria Pearson from Salina. Leah Harder from Kenton. Elise Kellermeyer from Elida. And Madeline Little from Wapakoneta. It's going to be a fun 2 laps with these 14 runners.
Today's title sponsor is Wabash Mutual Telephone, proud supporter of Mercer County Athletics. Also our presenting sponsor is Loudix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loudix.com. So here we go, the girls' 800-meter run. And Miles, it's always interesting to see the splits on this race as far as the first and second lap. We see some girls come in and they'll run that first lap and they kind of try to get a lead and hold them off, but sometimes that doesn't always work.
The air is getting a little bit cooler
as
the night has gone on.
You're absolutely right. As they take off here in the girls' 800-meter run, and still a nice crowd on tap tonight for the Western Buckeye League Championships. Of course, next week, Miles, the postseason starts for all the high school girls and boys. And,
yeah, it's quickly getting to that time of year where you want to be running your best, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody talks about personal best times throughout the year, some PRs. You want to be setting those each and every time out this weekend moving forward.
So here they come down the home stretch, and it is in first place right now. It looks to be
that's
Corinne Clausen from Ottawa Glandorf, and she's followed by her teammate, Leanna Fortman. So the OG Titans are 1-2 right now in the girls' 800-meter dash. Boy, Miles, if they could pull that off, that's 18 huge points for the Titans.
Yeah, if you ever heard of a Fortman doing well in track at Ottawa Glandorf.
Kind of odd.
A little shake and bake action for 1 and 2 there for OG.
We kid, of course. But right now, it is a 3-man race. It's the teammates from Ottawa Glandorf, and I'm trying to get a visual on the third-place runner. We're quite a ways away on the other side of the track here.
I believe it's Gabby Mueller from Wapakoneta.
I think you are correct. I think it is Gabby Mueller, and she is right on the heels of the Ottawa Glandorf runners, so this is going to be a great run.
Yeah, Ottawa Glandorf, little exchange of 1 and 2 right there. Your teammates until it comes time to win the race.
Absolutely. They are pushing each other to the extreme. The Ottawa Glandorf Titans are in 1 and 2 position, followed by the runner from Wapakoneta, and it's going to be a great final.
Here comes Clausen.
Clausen on the outside. Clausen on the outside trying to take over the first position. They are running neck and neck down the stretch. And I believe, Miles, that it was Elena Carroll that wins the race.
I think it was Fortman that got it.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. You're right. I got the wrong name there. I think you're right. Leanna Fortman.
Yeah, Fortman, I don't know how she was able to hold off Clausen. Clausen gave everything she had just at the last second. Ran out of gas.
And the boys take center stage here at Bath High School for the Western Buckeye League Track and Field Championships. It's the 800-meter run, and what a run we saw for the Ottawa Glandorf Titan ladies as they do a great job in the 800-meter run. Let's take a look at the field for the boys' 800-meter run.
Noah Williams, a young runner that we saw earlier today, did a great job from Shawnee. He's your best time at 2:07.70. Cole Batt from Defiance, another runner that was impressive earlier, 2.08. Landon Jones from Bath. Carter Cleaves from Shawnee. Rylan Miller from Van Wert, a real competitive runner. And then Ty Rosengarten, who won earlier today, Danny, from Ottawa Glandorf. Ethan Yoder from Kenton. Ray Walter from St. Mary's. Ethan Metzger from OG. Trevor Tressler from Defiance. Jaden Ryan from Bath. Jake Napke from Salina. Noah Spaeth from Van Wert, and Aiden Gillespie from Wapakoneta. 14 runners competing here.
Hey, Miles, the WOSN Score app is new and improved. Download the brand new app from your app store so you don't miss any of your favorite team scores. The new WOSN app replaces the old app, so make sure you download it today and stay up to date on all the scores.
Boy, this is interesting at the start of this race as they are jockeying for position.
Yeah,
a lot of aggressive running here early.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Miles. They really came out of the starting blocks really quick, and they're just getting after it on that first curve. This is going to be a really fast first lap, and let's see if that hurts or helps the field.
You're going to see that mad dash inside for position. And don't look now, but there's that man again, Ty Rosengarten, who is trying to position himself to get another victory.
He's going to have to go against Rylan Miller from Van Wert. And he's in front right now. So we'll see what happens as they start lap 2 in the boys' 800-meter run.
I believe that's Jake Napke also up there for Salina. Three top runners getting some clear separation.
And we saw Rosengarten in the 1600, and right about here is where he started his move. And the young man from Van Wert doing a great job of holding him off right now. Look at the rest of the kids on the track as they go from side to side, rooting on their favorite runner and cheering for their school.
A lot of people don't think that matters, but it does. If you can get some energy from your teammates, that will help you. And Ty Rosengarten establishing himself.
Here we see Ty Rosengarten as he is unbelievable for the Ottawa Glandorf Titans. He's going to win the boys' 800-meter run.
Rylan Miller trying to hold off for second place. Looks like he's going to. And I believe Jake Napke was able to grab third from Salina.
Back here at Bath High School, it's another speed event, the girls' 200-meter dash. If you like the 100-meter dash, you're going to love this one. 200 meters for a WBL title, Mouse.
Lane number 1, Ella Jacobs from St. Mary's. Kendra Deering from Van Wert. We saw her, how dominant she was earlier today, Danny. She's in lane 2. Macy Johnson from Van Wert in lane 3. Sierra Gribber from St. Mary's, the best time in this field at 25.46. Tatum Walsh, impressive as she was earlier today. She is a 25.64. She's in lane 5. Olivia Grothaus from Ottawa Glandorf in lane 6. And Lainey Hendrick from Ottawa Glandorf in lane 7.
Great start. I love watching these young ladies run this curve. We'll get a good indication of who's going to take the title here in the girls' 200-meter dash. And right now it looks like it is lane 4 in the lead right now. And that is, let's see our paper here, Miles.
Yeah, Macy Johnson in lane 3, challenging though.
It is going to be a photo finish. And oh my goodness, what a finish. Lane 3 and lane 4, Macy Johnson from Van Wert and Sierra Gruber from St. Mary's. We're going to have to wait to see who won.
I think maybe just leading forward a little bit, Macy Johnson was able to get it, but you called it right, partner. That was a photo finish.
Back here at Bath High School, it's the boys' turn in the 200-meter dash. And Miles, what a great field we have. This is flat out. I'm telling you, Miles, any one of these kids could win the title in this race.
Yeah, a lot of close times in the prelims. Let's give you the field here. Brady Hale from Bath, 2.379. Deegan Miller from Ottawa Glandorf. Joel Stern from Shawnee. Dalton Hobson from Shawnee. Best time at 2.258. Ethan Cole from Bath. And then you have Elijah Reddick, who we saw was very dominant earlier today from Elida, and Alex Schrader from Ottawa Glandorf.
This is a really tough race to run. You got to lean in that curve a little bit. You've got to have some stamina, Miles. You got to have some stamina. 400 runners make really good 200-meter runners.
You can't win the race on the curb, but boy, you sure can lose it.
Absolutely. So they are calling the runners to the blocks. Still just a great crowd here tonight on a beautiful spring Friday night. The Western Buckeye League Championships from Bath High School. Danny Holbrook, Miles Holiday for WOSN Track and Field. Partner, it's been a while since we worked a track and field meet.
Well, the people, the viewers have demanded it, and we're finally back together. Finally.
Sonny and Cher.
That's right.
That's right.
Reunited, and it feels so good,
Peaches and Herb.
Am I Peaches?
Yes,
okay.
You are. I'm the Herb. Hall & Oates. We're underway in the boys' 200-meter dash, and a great start by all the athletes. You look in the middle of the field there, and Dalton Hobson from Shawnee getting a great start.
Boy, he is motoring as they come on this straightaway.
Dalton Hobson from Lima Shawnee being pushed by Ethan Cole from Bath, and on the left is Joel Stern, and I believe, wow, you're going to have to call that one, Miles. That was too close for comfort.
I believe the last 40 yards was able to get it done for Ethan Cole. What a closer. Ethan Cole, I believe, gets the victory on this one.
You're right. Ethan Cole, the hometown kid from Bath, I believe he wins the race. We're unofficially calling him the winner, but we'll see how it goes. Back here for the start of the girls' 3,200-meter run. Danny Holbrook, Miles Holliday for WSN Track and Field. It's 8 laps around the track. Our title sponsor tonight is Wabash Mutual Telephone, proud supporter of Mercer County Athletics. Also our presenting sponsor, Lodex Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at lodex.com. Miles, let's take a look at this star-studded field in the girls' 2-mile run.
Danny, this is going to be led by Jenna Stump from Shawnee. Best time by 10 seconds over the rest of the field of 11:49.83. Rest of the field looks like this. Addie Mans from Kenton, Madeline Horvis from Ottawa Glandorf, Brinley Cordy from Salina, Emily Durham from Elida, Jenna Lee Dameron from Salina, Lauren Schlomer from St. Mary's, Kenzie Schneider from Wapakoneta, Kyla Fallis from Bath, Mariel Osberger from Wapakoneta, Ella Cisco from Defiance, Lauren Walls from Defiance, Alyssa Kneidel from Van Wert, Lexi Dietermeyer from Van Wert, Ella Schlarman from St. Mary's, and Amelia Vega Ortiz from Shawnee.
So the girls are underway in the 3,200-meter run. Miles, we're coming to a close of this track. Maybe we've got the boys 2 miles, and then we've got the girls and boys 4x4 relay. What stands out about this meet right now in your mind?
Well, you are an old schooler calling it the 2-miler, right? I like that. The 3,200 is something that old school guys still call the 2-miler, and Danny is definitely an old school track guy.
Right.
16 runners in this race, and you see the top, Jenna Stump right there and Madeline Horvis. They battled it out in the 1,600 earlier today. This is going to be a fun 3,200. And you asked me what has stood out. Great job here by the people at Bath.
Oh, my goodness.
And here's a shocker as well. The relays for OG, right?
Oh, Miles.
Always every year, OG, you know they're going to be fantastic. In the relays, guess what? Another year that they are.
Yeah, they have a fantastic job. And isn't it something how you look at schools like Ottawa Glandorf and track and field schools, and I say these like, let's say, Columbus Grove, and they just dedicate time, resources, and effort to their program. And each and every year, they're putting multiple kids in the state meet. They're winning regional titles, and they're doing it the right way.
Well, it becomes success breeds more success, right?
Absolutely.
The communities demand it, and the kids will rise to the expectation that the community expects.
So that's about 7 or 8 girls right in front of the pack, and then you've got a plethora of girls at about 2, 3, 4, and 5 trying to get in that first pack. So not a lot of separation right now in the girls' 3,200-meter run.
That's Horvist and Stump still hanging out at the front.
Again, a big congratulations to the folks here at Bath High School for an absolute wonderful job of putting on the Western Buckeye League meet. And they've had a couple days here. They had the prelims the other night, and tonight's the finals. And all over the area, all the league titles are on the line this weekend.
It's Kenzie Schneider from Wapakoneta trying to make a move, and Addie Mans as well from Kenton. It's still anyone's race here, Dan.
Lap number 2 is underway. We're going to step aside. We'll be back right after these messages. We're back here at Bath High School as the 3,200-meter run continues, and Addie Moore from Kenton in the lead, Miles, doing a great job.
Addie Mans doing a really good job, showing that she is the Mans, taking the lead. Danny, she has really extended this lead.
She's doing a great job. Tonight's title sponsor is Wabash Mutual Telephone, proud supporter of Mercer County Athletics. And our presenting sponsor is Loddix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loddix.com. Miles, she looks as comfortable right now as any runner I've seen in this race in a long time.
Horvath and Stump battling for second and third, but neither one of them have that confident stride that Mans does right now.
Yeah, she is lapping several girls right now as she comes in and getting ready for her final lap here in the girls' 3,200-meter run.
You know you're a special distance runner where you pick up energy and speed as the race goes on, and that's what Mans is doing.
And we talked about her earlier. I got to watch her run last week at the Ada Invitational, and she was flat out fantastic. And
she did it in really tough conditions.
She did.
Last weekend was not great for track athletes with all the rain and exchange and fluctuations of temperature.
Yeah, we, myself and Jennifer Beck, had rain, wind, sun, everything you could imagine. We were soaked. We were on top of the press box over at Ada at War Memorial Stadium, and boy, it was a brutal day to broadcast, but a great track and field meet.
It was like you guys went through all 4 seasons of the year.
Right, we did.
I was worried because you guys sent me pictures of the rain that was pounding you guys, and as sweet as you two were or are, I was afraid you guys were going to melt.
Well, and a lot of people thought that too, Miles. A lot of people thought that. Addie Mans on the back side of this track. She's bringing it home, and she is absolutely in control of this race. She's got about, oh my goodness, probably 200-meter lead right now.
She is leaving no doubt about it. Looks like Madeline Horvath from Ottawa Glandorf seizing the second position. And Jenna Stump still trying to work hard to recapture it, but what an impressive run for Mans. She is going to win this thing easily.
Addie Mans from Kenton High School, and the crowd gives her a big-time applause as the young lady from Hardin County wins the Western Buckeye League 3,200-meter run. And a battle for second place here. Oh, my goodness, what a battle, and it is, I believe that's Shawnee was the runner.
Yeah, Jenna Stump able to get it. She had the best time coming in, but able to get second place because of the great effort to pass Horvath at the end.
Check out our website, WSN.TV, for scores and standings for more sports and teams than anyone in the state of Ohio. Check out our broadcast schedule, upcoming games, social media posts, and more at WOSN.TV. Up next on the track, it's the boys' 3,200-meter run, or as I like to call it, the 2-mile run. Miles, a great field to choose from.
It's star-studded, man. There are a lot of names in this field that you're going to hear and say, boy, every weekend they're winning runs all the time. Scott Owen with the best time from Van Wert at 9:37.79, but it is tight. Axton Forsnow from Wapakoneta, Colin Buing from Salina, Jacob Weierman from Bath, Cooper Fisher from Ottawa Glandorf, Andrew Loddick from Van Wert, Caleb Lehman from Salina, Cash Shadow from Wapakoneta, Connor Rains from Bath, Carson Frost from Shawnee, Hendrix Myers from Defiance, Ethan Rawl from Kenton, Gavin Lubick from St. Mary's, Gage Recker from Ottawa Glandorf, Zane Bland from Defiance, Adam Hopkins from Kenton, Colin Ridgway from St. Mary's, Keaton Taylor from Shawnee, 18 runners. Danny, and quite honestly, I would say 1 through 5 could win this thing.
Our viewers at home want to know, and I do too, is Scott Owen related to Owen Scott? I'm just curious on that.
Exact same guy.
I just waited to bust you on
There's that comma right there that I just now noticed.
But you did it so flawlessly. You knew you messed up, and you just kept on going. I like the approach.
Fake it until you make it.
Our viewers will appreciate it. Miles,
well, if he wins this one, we'll call him the great Scott.
The great Scott Owen. Owen Scott from Van Wert. He's a terrific runner, by the way. You're right, Miles. There's a group of about 6 or 8 kids who can really, really grab hold of this race and win it in the boys' 3,200-meter run.
Yeah, and Owen Scott, he is out in front early, setting the pace on this one.
In fourth place is
Beautiful, beautiful night from Bath High School for the Western Buckeye League Track and Field Championships. Danny Holbrook, Miles Holliday, and as I say that, they turn the lights on. And Miles, the temperature has dropped a little bit, but there's not a lot of wind, so it's a really mild temperature tonight in the low 60s, and just a great night for track and field.
It's been consistent. The wind has really held off here. The flagpole has been with the flag dropped straight down. Runners, especially distance runners, will tell you they hate running into a wind right in their face, so that's not going to be an issue, but the temperature is dropping. So the best way to attack that is run fast so you stay warm.
Yeah, again, the good folks out here at Bath High School have done a fantastic job of moving this meet along, and just the accommodations and the staff out here. Fantastic job, Bath Wildcats. It is our pleasure to come out here and broadcast this terrific Western Buckeye League meet.
Well, Western Buckeye League does a great job of making sure that they have tremendous facilities and hospitality. This is the third time you and I have called the WBL Championship, and every year we go, no matter where it's at, it's always first class.
You're absolutely right. So Owen Scott from Van Wert leads as we go into lap number 2. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion of the boys' 3,200-meter run. Back here at Bath High School for the Western Buckeye League Championships. The finish here of the boys' 3,200-meter run. Tonight's title sponsor is Wabash Mutual Telephone, proud supporter of Mercer County Athletics. And our presenting sponsor, Loudix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loudix.com. And it's Owen Scott, Miles, with 1.5 laps to go.
He's run a really good, disciplined race. We caught him taking a look at his watch, making sure he's on pace where he wants to be. He has got a sizable lead. Exton Forsna ran a really good race as well, but this is going to be Owen Scott's victory here today.
Yeah, you see, you follow him right here. He's coming around the curve here, getting ready to start his final lap. And Miles, he looks as strong right now as he did lap number 3, 4, and 5. He's just unbelievable how good he looks in this last lap.
Enjoy the last part of this one, Owen Scott, because you're going to get the victory. Call him the great one, the great Scott.
Yeah, he's doing a great job as he goes in for his last lap. You hear the bell, and Owen Scott is going to clearly win the boys' 3,200-meter run.
Yeah, unless something catastrophic happens, there's just virtually no way Axton Forsma can catch him.
He is looking really sharp right now as he goes down the backside of the last lap here in the boys' 3,200-meter run. And, you know, the rest of the field, Miles, has ran a really nice race. He's just head and shoulders right now. And we said it earlier, he's running his best races right now as we go into the postseason.
We've seen a lot of tremendous performances here, but this might take the cake.
You're right.
Most dominant performance here today. The top 3 runners coming in, Owen Scott, Axton Forsna, and Colin Buning from Salina, and that's what we have right now, 1, 2, and 3, as Buning from Salina is the 3rd runner. Second spot, Axton Forsna from Wapakoneta, and Owen Scott leading the way from Van Wert.
And here he comes, right in front of the crowd. Owen Scott, the Van Wert Cougar, is your boys' 3,200-meter champion as he wins in convincing fashion. And the judges pull him to the side as they give him his time, which I'd love to get, but unfortunately we have to wait till the results come out. But Owen Scott is your champion.
But Danny, he was so impressive. He just finished, and now he's cheering on his teammates. A lot of runners will go over and collapse. Not Owen Scott. He is well conditioned.
And his teammate, did he get a 3rd-place finish, I believe, maybe?
Yeah, I believe that was Andrew Laudick that was able to bypass Colin Buning.
And Owen Scott and Andrew Laudick embracing each other because that's 16 huge points for the Van Wert Cougars.
Laudick extended a lot of energy as he collapses right there. This means a lot to these teams to win the championship.
Absolutely. Back here at Bath High School for the final event of the night. It's the girls 4x400-meter relay. I want to thank our title sponsor, Wabash Mutual Telephone, and our presenting sponsor, Loudix Jewelry. And Miles, before you get to the lineup of the teams in this event, you've got scores going into the final event.
Yeah, in 3rd place with 63 points is Salina. In 2nd place, 72 points, Bath. And in first place with 120 points coming into this race, Ottawa Glandorf.
So it's safe to say the OG Lady Titans are going to win the Western Buckeye League team title.
They could backpedal this race, and they're still going to win the team title. But that's not what they're going to do. They want to win, of course, and they are the best team coming in lane 4 with a 4:07.23. To round out the field in lane 1, Van Wert, lane 2, St. Mary's, lane 3, Kenton, Ottawa Glandorf in 4, of course. Bath with the second best time in lane 5 at 4:12.29. Defiance in 6, and Shawnee in lane 7.
Miles, this is a lot of people would say this is the premier event of track and field. It does determine a lot of track and field meets. And our camera lady, Megan Sherrick, if she can get a shot around the track, you see it lined up with the athletes from the schools who are cheering on their teams. Everybody gets excited about this one. Now, again, we said that the meet is already decided, but still, this one means a lot.
It's always a different energy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, people get the moment of, hey, this is it. Let's go ahead and give our best effort.
So we are underway in the girls 4x400 meter relay. Great night of track and field. Danny Holbrook, Miles Holliday from Bath High School for the Western Buckeye League Track and Field Championships. And boy, they different type of weather from Thursday night. Excuse me, from the prelims to tonight. So a beautiful night tonight.
Now look at Kenton in lane 3 doing a good job.
Here comes, and you notice the kids will run from side to side as they cheer on their classmates and their fellow teammates.
Yeah, it's almost like a teeter-totter. They go from one side to the other.
And right now, Miles, it looks like Defiance has the early lead. Now we've got a staggered start here, so Defiance in the middle of the track. Here comes St. Mary's in the middle of the track.
OG going to be close to the first exchange, but it's actually Van Wert that gets the exchange done first.
Van Wert gets the exchange first. OG comes in with the second exchange, and OG running right now. They take a lead as they go around the first curve.
It wasn't a crisp exchange for Van Wert, but it was enough for them to maintain that second position. Ottawa Glandorf was near flawless. I don't know if they ever have a bad exchange at Ottawa Glandorf.
I don't know if they have any bad athletes at Ottawa Glandorf. They just keep bringing them out, and they do a fantastic job with whatever they do. Miles, a different approach this year in OHSA track and field. We're going to be going to the University of Dayton, kind of something different from Jesse Owens Field. Your thoughts?
I love Jesse O, but if the people of Dayton do half as good a job as they do hosting the basketball, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, University of Dayton does a great job with the boys and girls basketball, and they get the track and field this year, so we're all excited. And WSN will be there covering the state track and field meet. So we go ahead, Miles.
Look at Bath making a move to get the second position.
And it looks like OG is in first. I believe that's Kenton in second, correct, Miles? Or is that Van Wert?
It's Van Wert, I believe.
Yes.
And now Bath is clearly in the second spot, OG in first. And it looks like a move into third position.
Yeah, you're right. It is Ottawa Glandorf. It is Bath, and I believe, I want to say, I can't get a visual.
St. Mary's maybe in third spot now?
Could be. We'll know a lot more once they come around this curve here as they come towards the press box. We absolutely know that Ottawa Glandorf is in the lead, and they are followed by the Bath Wild Kittens. In the second position, Defiance is in third, Miles, and they've made a lot of ground up. The Lady Bulldogs. It's Ottawa Glandorf as they come to the anchor runner here in the girls 4x400 meter relay. It's Bath, the home team, in second, followed by Defiance, followed by Kenton, Van Wert, St. Mary's, and Shawnee.
Bath, great job extending that lead on the exchange. It was kind of close with Defiance, but a clean exchange has allowed them to grab the second position clearly. But I don't know if anybody's going to catch Ottawa Glandorf. Yet another, looks like a victory in a relay.
Yeah, the Titans look fantastic, and barring something crazy happening, they're going to win the girls 4x400 meter relay as they come around the last curve heading into the home stretch. And Bath doing a terrific job of closing the gap. This is going to be a fantastic, and maybe I spoke too soon, but here come the Bath Wildcats, Miles, in second position, gaining on Ottawa Glendower. Are you kidding me? We may see the upset of the year. The Bath Wildcats out of nowhere. Down the track they come. Miles, the Bath Wildcats win it. You got to be kidding me. That was incredible.
You said it right. Incredible indeed. Where did the extra energy come from? Bath out of nowhere to steal it.
Miles, you had said it on the exchange of the fourth runner that they had such a lead that there was no way they could lose it. And out of nowhere, the home team Cats steal a victory.
And congratulations, the Bath. Just absolutely steal it. That was sensational.
Amazing. That was the race of the night, Miles.
Without a doubt.
Back here for the final event of the night. It's the boys 4x400 meter relay. And I want to thank our title sponsor, Wabash Mutual Telephone, proud supporter of Mercer County Athletics, and, of course, our presenting sponsor, Loudix Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at loudix.com. Miles, if the boys 4x400 meter relay is as good as the girls, we are in for a treat. What a finish in the girls 4x400.
It was amazing. Yeah, that's one of those that they're going to talk about for many years. Just the effort to come out of nowhere and steal that one. A great job by the Lady Wild Kittens on the 4x4.
Let's take a look at the field for the boys 4x400 meter relay.
Lane number 1, St. Mary's. Lane number 2, Ottawa Glandorf. Lane number 3, Salina. The best time in this heat coming in is in lane 4, Shawnee with a 3:28.69. Defiance is close in lane 5 with a 3:29.17. Wapakoneta in lane 6 and Bath in lane 7.
Well, the Bath faithful got treated to a spectacular 4x4 in the girls section as their hometown Cats win a WBL title in front of the hometown faithful. Still a nice crowd here on tap for the final event of the night. Mild temperatures. Danny Holbrook, Miles Holliday from Bath High School, the Western Buckeye League Championships here on WOSN. Unbelievable night of athletic competition between these young men and women.
I think you're going to see a lot of the familiar names moving forward in the state competition.
You're right.
A lot of district winners and regional opportunities to win from a lot of the runners that we saw here today. Fantastic stuff.
Two things stick out to me, Miles, for tonight's event. First off, Owen Scott was spectacular. The Van Wert Cougar distance runner was spectacular. I thought he had the best individual run of the night. And, of course, the girls' Bath 4x4 squad was outstanding.
Yeah, if you're going to give the moment of the meet,
sure,
those two would be serious contenders for that spot.
So we are underway in the boys 4x400 meter run. They are looking strong on the backside of this track as they come around the last curve, heading towards the press box, down towards the finish line, giving the baton to the second runner of the evening. 4 runners, 4 laps around the track. That equals 1 mile, 1,600 meters.
Wapakoneta off to a good start, but so is Salina. You're going to get a better view here. Take a look at Shawnee, though, really striding it out.
Shawnee looking good, as is the hometown Bath. And we'll see who gets their baton handed first, and it's Ottawa Glandorf, maybe Shawnee. I couldn't really see. It was a close handoff on both of those.
Shawnee, and then the young runner, the first exchange, Bath goes down. Spent every part of energy he had.
You're absolutely right. And it's Ottawa Glandorf in the first position. And there goes, I believe, Shawnee on the outside, Miles, as they take a quick lead on the backside of the track.
Well, you see why Shawnee was the favorite. All 4 runners are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, this runner right here, and I can't get a visual on him, is absolute. He is really pulling away from the field, Miles, and doing spectacular as he comes toward the 3rd runner of the evening.
Take a look at Salina making a move to get to 2nd position.
It's Shawnee, it's Ottawa Glandorf, and Salina in 1, 2, and 3 in that order.
OG and Salina almost the simultaneous exchange. And Salina vaulting into 2nd position.
Look at the Salina runner. He's doing a great job as he goes into the 2nd place. And he is trying to track down the Shawnee runner, which he does. And he goes around him on the backside of the track.
He spent a lot of energy on the turn, Danny. Let's see if he has enough left to maintain that first position.
You're right. And it looks like Ottawa Glandorf is now trying to move. Well, did you see that, Miles? The Ottawa Glandorf runner tried to go on the inside and got cut off. And he went to the outside. And he's in the 2nd position now.
Yeah, use some of that little bit of frustration and anger to catapult himself into the first position.
And there goes Ottawa Glandorf. They take the lead from Salina. It's Shawnee in third. OG, Salina, Shawnee, followed by Wapak, followed by Defiance, St. Mary's, and Bath as we go to the final lap in the boys 4x400 meter relay. The OG Titans lead.
Shawnee kind of got caught on the exchange between a big pile of bodies, but now they're trying to grab some opportunity to get back in that second position. Salina still holding on to number 2.
Here comes Shawnee, and the Shawnee runner's making his move. He goes into the second position on the backside of the track. Shawnee takes the lead as they go to the last curve in the boys 4x400 meter run. This is a spectacular finish.
Is that Williams, Danny?
I believe so.
It is.
I believe so. And he's got the lead, and he's trying to hold off the OG Titans. It's the Shawnee Indians trying to win the boys 4x400 meter title. Here they come. Down the stretch they roll. It's the Shawnee Indians, the OG Titans, the Salina Bulldogs, and that's how they'll finish. 1, 2, 3, followed by Wapakoneta, Salina, Bath, and St. Mary's.
One of the biggest decisions is who's going to be your anchor, and I guess Shawnee picked the right young man.
Picked the right one. What a night for track and field. A spectacular job by all these athletes. I want to thank our title sponsor, Wabash Mutual Telephone, our presenting sponsor, Loudix Jewelry. I want to thank the Bath administration, the entire athletic department. For Miles Holliday, Megan Sherrick, I'm Danny Holbrook. You've been watching Track and Field on WOSN.